This video will show you how to activate an employee with a CareChamp login account and how to deactivate an account when the employee is terminated. There are required fields that must be entered before allowing the CareChamp account to be saved. The minimum requirements will be the correct spelling of the aide's first and last name, a 10-digit cell phone number that includes the area code, a program number, job code for an aide, revenue code of 0570 or 0599, and a social security number. Important note about the first and last name field. Nothing but the name should be in this field. Do not include credentials like CNA or the office name. If you do, the EVV will not work. The name field is essential EVV data and can only contain the name. It is also important to verify the spelling of the name before creating the account. The software will use this information to create the user's login information. You will leave the email address field blank. The software will automatically fill this in for you. So if you have any information in there now, you can delete it. Or if it's the employee's personal or business email address, you can move it down to the email address to field. So the first thing we'll do is select the CareChamp box. You'll notice a button will activate to the right for CareChamp settings. After selecting this button, a list of rules will appear for you to review and apply for the employee selected. We recommend always using the show visit timer. The location lockdown is another important one. This one will not allow the aide to start a visit from the app unless they have their location service enabled and are at the patient's home. You may need to check with your office admin to verify you are using this feature. Barnstorm is unable to troubleshoot device issues related to the location service not working. You can review the list of rules from the article named Adding User to CareChamp App. So once you have everything filled in, you will go down and click on the Save button. At this point, it will review all the required fields to make sure they are complete. If there are any errors, it will pop up and tell you to complete the information. So for this example, I've left out the revenue code. I'm going to click on OK and then add a revenue code. I'm going to select Save again. And now it's telling me that I need a valid cell phone number. I'm going to click on Save. And now it's warning me that it needs an email address. So I'm going to click on Yes, and then you'll notice that it will generate an email address for you. Do note that if you already have all the information filled in the first time, the email address will go ahead and generate for you. The software will use a combination of the first and last name, then it will abbreviate or shorten your agency name, and then end with a .cc for CareChamp. There is a check in place to make sure the email addresses are not duplicated. Do not add additional information to the email address. This will cause visits to get rejected from the aggregator. So at this point, the account has been added to the CareChamp app, and the email address field will become locked so that it cannot be edited. That is an important step. So once we refresh this screen, you'll notice that the email address field will become gray and you will not be able to edit. It's important that you do not recreate the account using different email addresses, as this can cause issues with CareChamp. Please contact Barnstorm support if you have concerns about an account. The software has automatically generated the password for this account. You can look up the username and password from the report section in Barnstorm. The next thing we'll look at is the Sync Schedules button. This will not be available until the profile has been created. So when you click this button, what it will do is it will send over any schedules that have already been created for this employee from the care plan. over to the app. Once you select the button, you'll see a green status bar. If there are no schedules to send over, it will run quickly. If there are schedules to sync, then it may take several minutes depending on your internet connection and the amount of schedules to sync over. So I'll go ahead and click on this, and you'll notice that it will only take a second to run because there are no schedules to sync. Do not switch out employees or leave the screen until the process has finished. Okay, so I have refreshed the screen, and you can see that the email address is now locked in. You are not able to edit the email address. This will be the user's login name. Next, we'll cover how to deactivate a user. Before you remove an AIDS Care Champ account, you will want to make sure all the visits have been synchronized to Office from the app. You can check the EVV visit screen for missed visits. It is okay if the visits show up as pending or send failed. So the first thing you'll do is uncheck the Care Champ box and then click on Save. It's going to ask you if you're sure you want to completely remove this user from Care Champ. When you click on Yes, it may take a few minutes to complete. It is removing the scheduled visits from the app and the profile itself. So it may look like your screen is locked up until everything is complete. Once it appears to be finished, you'll be able to exit the screen.